Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Games and Things. When it comes to home theater seats, no one in East Tennessee offers as wide a selection of chairs, the options, the accessories as Games and Things. They have, you can get one chair, you can get 5 chairs. They got it all simple, extravagant, all the laptop connections instead of automated or just plain old basic chairs. They got it. Update your TV room with new home theater seats from Games and Things. Visit them this week. OurGameRoom.com is another way to check them out. All right, here's what Tennessee has in store this week. Notice Tennessee's schedule here, not Auburn's, Chuck. Wednesday at 7 o'clock, they are at Georgia. Georgia, who lost to Auburn this week. And they are 10-5 on the year, 0-2 in the SEC. Then Tennessee goes to Vanderbilt, 6 o'clock on Saturday. They lost at home by 19 points to Texas A&M yesterday. They're 8-7, also 0-2 in the conference. And they're going to be, for the rest of the year, without SEC leading scorer Aaron Nesmith, who hurt his right foot. Okay, thoughts on the week ahead for this Tennessee team? And I'm going to lay out of this one because I didn't see them going on the road and winning against a Missouri team that has been playing pretty good defense and that took care of Florida. So you never know. Maybe the shots fall in these road games. But your thoughts?
Well, for me, Georgia's a better team than the record even shows. 0-2 in the SEC, but they've lost to Kentucky and Auburn that you talked about. They beat a good Memphis team that Tennessee recently lost to, went on the road and actually won that game. Georgia's a good team. They've got arguably the number 1 player in the country for the NBA draft next year, can really get to the rim, physical player. And then Georgia's always been, even since I was on staff, has been a tough place for Tennessee teams to play. So I think that's going to be a really tough basketball, tough matchup for them. And then Vanderbilt, yes, Naismith, the leading scorer in the league, is out, which is a huge blow. Tennessee should be able to win that game. But don't forget Saban Lee. Saban Lee is a guy, little point guard, that has given Tennessee fits in years past. And now with Vescovi's not the quickest guy in the world, can he or can Bowden now show up and keep Saban out of the paint? Because when you surround him with shooters, Vanderbilt instantly becomes a really good basketball team.
Tom Crean's a good coach. He's a good basketball coach.
Yes.
He had a rough run at Indiana. That's such a high level place that if you're not winning if you're not in the Final Four every year, they run you out of there. I think he's a good coach. Your thoughts on Tom Crean? And then I haven't seen much of Jerry Stackhouse. I haven't watched Vanderbilt this year. First year guy. Your thoughts on those two coaches, Mark?
Tom Crean, physical, foundational coach that is all about defense, but he's very focused on defense. Whereas Jerry Stackhouse comes more with the NBA mindset. It's going to run a lot of ball screens. Got Scottie Pippen Jr. on the team. They'll run a lot of ball screen action. Not as complicated of a scout with a Jerry Stackhouse as it's been in past years with Stallings, who was at Vanderbilt. But I think Tom Crean, their physicality with the talent of Anthony Edwards is going to be a tough one.
Yeah. For instance, yesterday, Tennessee's a 7-point favorite at home against, in that game. You'll probably be the same as an underdog at Georgia. I mean, that's where I would probably have that. I don't think, if Tennessee plays the way they have been, I wouldn't think Tennessee wins that game. I do think Vanderbilt hadn't won, an SEC game in 2 years, right? So, I mean, you like your chances there. Georgia's going to be a really tough matchup, I think, as physical as they are. When we saw what South Carolina did, 28-14 points in the paint.
Yeah, and as we've laid out, this is the time where you need to get wins. And Tennessee did a good job this past week. I'd say this week, if you can go 1-1, Mark mentioning going there has just been really difficult, and I come back to that too. So if you can split, if you can lose at Georgia, but still get a win against Vanderbilt, I think you're okay this week. Part of it to me is just how do you play? The Jordan Bowden conversation, How does that develop this week?
The other development of Vescovi as a point guard, as a floor leader, going to Vanderbilt with coaches on the end line and not at the mid-range. Vescovi's development as a floor general and facilitating what the coaches from the bench are telling to the rest of the team will actually be a big development.
And let's also see how Bowden does on the road, because as we showed you earlier, his last 3 home games haven't been great. He was actually 5 of 12 from the floor at Missouri. It'd be interesting to see if this becomes a pattern where he's better away from home than he is at home. So, all right, we'll take a look at all that. Mark Pancratz, thank you very much. Always good. We'll see you next week. When we come back, we're going to talk about the wildest, wackiest division in college football and all the Tennessee ties in it. It's in the SEC. Come on back.